So, good evening, viewers, and welcome to another very exciting episode of the Men's Lounge. As always, we bring you the most and the best topics for us to discuss. And so, last week we brought in the doctor. We spoke a little bit about the coronavirus and the effects, and especially how it's affecting men as they've been working from home and being home. Whether it's been different for the past 3 weeks, what has changed, and all that. We found quite a number of positives, and of course, realizing that. Having the virus does not mean you are dead, really. Look, our immune systems are also helping out in one way or the other. And so it will always be good that we keep fit, we boost our immune systems, and just keep observing the various protocols that have been put out there for us to, learn from and make sure we activate them. So from now, feel free and join us on all our social media platforms at ETV Ghana. So all our social media handles at ETV Ghana. And then you can start sending in your comments and your questions even from now, and we'll make sure we read them on our WhatsApp page, WhatsApp number, which is 020 2222054. I repeat, 020 2222054. My name is Nanaya Odami. I'm going to take the first break. When I'm back, we go straight to our discussions. So welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's ETV Ghana, the Men's Lounge. Usually on Thursdays every 9 p.m. we have the Men's Lounge. We have a lot of topics. Some people have started complaining already that why is it men? It's called Men's Lounge. Hello. But don't worry, we'll try and there's been a woman once, and over time we'll see. We'll find a reason to bring one woman, especially when next week is Mother's Day. We just might surprise you with a woman on the set. But let's see how it goes. So this week we are looking at men again. Obviously, we always look at men. So you realize that the standard looks of a man, lately, men want to have some body build, muscles, and all that. Society has made it become like it's a thing. When they are all talking about the 6-packs, and those of us who have 1-pack, we can't complain much, but the 6-packs, and it's beginning to look as though the women like the 6-pack. The only thing is that 6-pack doesn't pay. You know what I mean? The 1-packs pay more than the 6-pack anyway. And so on the Men's Lounge today, we are going to be discussing bodybuilding and fitness supplements, especially the use of supplements when it comes to bodybuilding, the concern, the positives and the negatives. We are aware there are several kinds of supplements that the bodybuilders take. But today we want to look at the various supplements, the kind of supplements, what's the effect on the bodies, and whether it is really a thing to do or the body itself can be what it is without the supplement. So today with me, I would have him tell you a little bit about himself, but his name is Dr. Prince Pambo. I have muscles than he does, but you'll see him soon. But it's okay. So Doc, Akwaba. In the past, I would have done this, but it looks like we need to,
something of that.
I can't even get that. So Doc, tell us a little bit about yourself, just a little brief, something brief.
Right. So let me first of all just apologize for having this mask on.
Oh, there's 1 meter or so already. You can.
Yeah, we can keep it. As far as I can.
We can hear you clearly.
Yes, just to protect you. I come from an environment where the likelihood of contracting COVID is high. I'm a medical practitioner, so when we put it on, it's not about ourselves, but about protecting. So basically, Prince Pambo is a medical practitioner. I specialize in sport and exercise medicine, basically. I had my basic training, medical training in Ghana, and did my specialty outside the country. Came back somewhere 2011, and since been working as a sports physician.
Nice one.
So I have my engagement with football. Of course, I have general practice as well. So I work at the continental level as a member of CAF, Confederation African Football.
Oh, voila, nice.
And yes, so I'm deep into football.
Okay.
I'm a football medic.
Okay.
On the local scene, I've worked with the national teams as well. So Happy FM, of course, they are my friends here. I'm a gym freak, so yes, I think it's an appropriate thing to come talk about. Yes.
Well, indeed, it's an appropriate thing to come talk about. Now, let me just remind you. So, on Happy FM, YFM, ETV Ghana, the group, it is our health month, and so be expecting discussions like this that has to do with health. And obviously the reason why today we have Dr. Prince Pambo here with us to have the discussion on the supplement. So I'm just going to go straight. Like I said earlier, you saw his muscles and mine. Mine is bigger. You can see, yeah. And
Definitely.
so, definitely, yeah. All right, so we're going to go straight into the discussion. Like I said earlier, feel free and start sending us your comments on all our social media handles at ETV Ghana. And also send us your messages on WhatsApp by 02022222054. Doc, so we'll start straight.
Yep.
How do we define bodybuilding?
Right, so there wouldn't be any textbook definition for bodybuilding. I mean, if you ask a previous medical student define bodybuilding, one Shana, he's written a whole thesis for you. I mean, so you have the body.
Yeah.
And society tells you that this is the kind of body we want now, like you said in your intro. So people who want to appeal to what society wants go into some mechanism or some stress to make sure that if he had smaller biceps, which is the muscles up here, or triceps, he'll put it under some stress and then make it bulkier. Basically, that's bodybuilding. If he had a flat chest and society thinks that you should pump it up a bit, he goes into a gym, gets some metals, and pushes it up. So basically, that's bodybuilding. Doing anything, any form of physical activity that literally would change your physique, your muscle bulk, how lean you are, how fat you want to be. Basically, you put that under what you call bodybuilding, which is, of course, under a bigger heading you want to call fitness.
Fitness.
That's right.
Okay, so we have just found some nice name for the bodybuilding.
Perfectly.
I remember back in the days we called it pumping. You call pump it.
That's right.
We're going to pump.
That's right. You know, so when the elite people decided to join the train,
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
the elite ones like you.
no, I mean, we were doing the bucket one, you know.
Oh,
yeah,
the hard one.
The hard one. So you had a bucket where you put concrete in it,
Yeah.
and you put a metal in there. So you don't know the weight. The one here could be 40 kg, the one here could be 20 kg. So if you remember the old macho people, when they are walking, they do that way, they kind of balance.
Oh.
It's just a defect because whatever weight they were lifting
It was not balanced.
one part was 40, one part was 20. So you end up having bigger muscles on this side, smaller muscles on this side, and they check that way. So basically, that's it. So
I used to think it was a style of walking. You know,
no, I mean, most of them is a defect. Most
Really?
of them. And they go and lie on the bench sometimes. The bench is kind of also tilted that way. So you end up actually having issues with your spine as well. And quite a number of them walk around with pain. You know, but they do that, and that scares a lot of people anyway.
I'm sure there are quite a number of defects, but we'll come to that. So let me find out this.
Yeah.
So you go lie down, try to give your muscles some stress, pump it up and all that. Is there some kind of science, you know, behind the muscle development?
Right, yes. So basically, your muscles are made up of proteins. I mean, when you talk about bodybuilding, what makes you get that muscle bulk is definitely what we call proteins. The proteins will be what will make you get that muscle bulk. So as you put your muscles under stress, so if I go take a dumbbell and begin to lift that way, I'm challenging these muscles, okay, which ideally, so you go into the gym, your first day in the gym, you probably can't lift more than 5 kg. But then you keep doing it. The next moment, you'll be able to do 7.5. The next moment, you'll be able to do 10 kg. The next moment, you probably will be able to do 12.5, 15, and on you go. So what you're literally telling your muscles here is that you need to build up strength to be able to take up this weight. So a lot of science do go on in there. So there's, I mean, synthesis. Basically, I mean, if I should put it, I don't want to go into the very details, okay? But there's an increased synthesis of proteins to give you the desired bulk you want, basically.
Okay, so then talking about this bodybuilding, I know you mentioned at some point that the elite now is what we have. So would we then say that bodybuilding is a kind of keeping fit?
Yes. So
because I know when it comes to keeping fit, you want to look at cardio, you want to look at, so bodybuilding in itself,
right?
Is it also part of?
Yes. So the whole broad heading of keeping fit or fitness, bodybuilding, we would call it in science resistance training.
Resistance training.
Resistance training.
Okay.
So that is the bodybuilding. Resistance simply meaning if you go lie on the bench, you're going to be pushing against weight. If you're doing the dumbbell, you're going to push against weight. So it's a kind of resistance training. So it forms a part of what we call general fitness or keeping fit. So if you go to a hospital, for instance, and your medics would want to advise you on the kind of exercises you should do, first of all, we want to look at what we are targeting. Then we appropriately give you the prescribed exercises.
So that comes like a specific goal that you set for yourself. That's the point.
So for instance, if I should just use the general thing, if somebody comes to my facility and the person is diabetic, for instance, and needs to do exercises to give the person a better control of sugar levels in the blood, you are not going to tell the person to do just cardio. So if we say the cardio or the aerobic exercises, those are the ones you are either doing your biking or your cross trainer or your treadmill, or you're probably just dancing. So those ones come under the aerobic exercises. So the cardio ones will not do as much for you if you want to control just your sugar. So then I would advise such a person to do a lot more of resistance training, which is something that will look more like the bodybuilding, okay? Because the science behind it is that the kind of receptors needed to facilitate absorption of sugar into the cells so that you don't have too much sugar in your blood are found in the muscles.
Okay.
So the more muscles you have, then the more of such receptors you would have for insulin to bind to and be able to break down your sugar so that you don't have a lot of sugar in your blood. So the initial question you asked was the fact that is bodybuilding part of fitness? Yes, it is. So nobody would ever advise that if you go to the gym or if you want to take any exercises as, or you want to embark on any keep fit, just go to the gym, do treadmill and leave. No, we would always advise you, if you do a bit of treadmill, you progress from there, go do some weights, and of course your strength will determine the kind of weights you would want to do. Yeah.
And that also
the kind of, I mean, the end result you want anyway.
Based on what kind of focus you have, and then
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I mean, what your challenge is, or what your if my challenge would be to have bigger muscles than Nana, then I'll probably have to lift heavier weight.
Don't start.
Basically.
Don't start. Your muscles are already bigger. See this one that you are having bigger muscles than me. But just give me like 1 month. I'll come to you. You see, I'll be showing you a lot of things.
Let's do it together.
It's beginning to look almost like, you know, when it comes to male, like folks like us, that the good looks now has a lot to do when it comes to bodybuilding. Almost everyone wants to have some muscles, a little cut here and there, maybe to wear the good shirts and all that. And so has that contributed to the overuse of the supplements? You know, my main concern is the supplements.
Yes. So you see, when you start bodybuilding or you take up gym work, when you go for the first 1 week, most people run after 1 week anyway. I don't know whether you did. Because the pain.
Yes,
and
the pain.
What I remember many years back is you can't even bath your back.
True.
You know, and that is what you see people do this. Because the first 1 week, if you go and do that, you can't even stretch. So if you don't take that, it stays that way. But when people are able to go past that 1 week, I mean, I have literally stood at the corner of my gym, and you see people who come there 2 days, and then they stand in front of the mirror, and then they check that way. You know, the person's biceps are probably like my finger.
But they think they are there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see, so just the second day, the person has built some toughness there, So straight away, you know that this chap has a challenge and he has an outcome he has to meet. I mean, probably I'm allowed to say maybe somebody has come with some arms and some chest and probably snatched his girl away, you know, so he has a target.
Look, it's reality. It's happening.
Okay.
Tell me it's not happening.
I should think so.
Maybe
it's at the end of the show, you tell us. You know, so once they do that, and they normally will see something.
Yeah.
So the next moment, he's on the net, okay, and then begins to Google supplements for bodybuilding. And once you tap on that button, you would have them flow this way.
There's a lot of it, eh?
A lot of it.
Okay.
So the motivation to come out good, I mean, I think it comes with a lot of confidence, really. I mean, we have this thing that, I mean, you should be wearing the shirt. The shirt should not wear you.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, if you work well on your muscles, any shirt you put on, I mean, it could be the least expensive shirt, you put it on and it stands out so well. So that motivation is there. And because of that, there's a lot of motivation to hire a lawyer, and in this case, these are the supplements, to help you get to that point where it would have ideally taken you a year, but then with the supplement, probably in a matter of a month or two, you'll be there. So that motivation to go there, I mean, it's crucial.
Doc, what exactly does this supplement do? Is the supplement does not carry the weight?
Right.
So what exactly does it do?
So the supplement comes in a lot of classes. The common ones, when you asked about the science behind
the muscles,
I mentioned protein.
Yeah.
So if you want to have the bigger muscles, then obviously you need a lot more of such proteins in the body to help the muscles build quicker. We're going to be very careful on this show not to mention any particular supplement.
Let's not even mention.
That's right. But protein is a generic name, so we could be comfortable with that. Okay. So most of these supplements would contain a lot of protein.
Okay.
Okay. So that the least effort he puts in at the gym, it maximizes the results. So we have that class. So those ones are geared towards muscle bulk. Okay. If you gym further, then you would want to rather have cuts. Okay. So I just don't want bulky ones, but I want to get to a point, if I flex, then you can have the cut. So that, I mean, a medical student can be able to tell that these are the fibers of this particular muscle, and these are the insertions, these are the origins, and all of that. So then that will also come with another class of supplements you would want to take. Then we have those for recovery as well. So if you had your workout, you get home extremely tired. And there are some who actually want to work out in the morning and in the evening.
Yeah.
I mean, those who have really taken body building as a job. You know, people earn money from that. I mean, you're a bouncer in a nightclub, you get paid for it.
Even a lot of advertising posts.
That's the point.
That,
you know, you're a model, you get paid for it, so you can afford to do morning, evening. So those ones will need some class of supplements that will give them a quicker recovery.
Yeah.
So if you went to the gym in the morning, so they will normally take some supplements before workout, during workout, and immediately after workout. Then they go into sleep. By evening time, they feel like they've actually not gone anywhere at all. So we do have that class of supplements as well for recovery. Then we have some that purely would want to gain energy out of it. So you realize that those ones are normally taken in the course of the training.
Okay.
So it comes in probably some little sachet. You put it in your drinking water bottle. Could be any color, any flavor. So during workout, then that's what you take. So you realize that if ideally you work out for 40 minutes and get tired, with these fuels, you could probably be doing 1 hour plus. But let me just say here that anybody who goes into the gym doing bodybuilding and stays in the gym for more than 1 hour, then I feel you are not doing something right. I've experimented this. If you really go into the gym and you are lifting the right weights, and in between weights, you are not doing WhatsApping, you are not doing selfies, you are not making phone calls, and you really dedicate that time to lifting weight, by the time you are done with 45 minutes, you should be burning out. So we need to let our guys know that. So there's that one, which is fueling in the course
so
of
that
it.
gives you the energy.
The energy. Then, of course, some also go into hormones. Okay. So we have male hormones. Okay. So people also feel that you want to be more of a man. And there are hormones in you that make you a man. Of course, the common one is testosterone. And then there are hormones in a woman that makes her a woman. So some bodybuilders take some tablets, which are literally hormones, and then they just make them look like a man, and they kind of potentiate all the other medications they take. So basically, these are the general classes of supplements that people would want to take to help them get to the point where
so primarily all of them contain protein, as you have said.
Basically, protein and carbohydrates.
My question then is, so is there any health risk to too much protein?
Right.
Because I know I've seen that they are in a powdered form.
Yes.
So is there any risk really to this protein powder that they take?
Okay, so you put in a statement there, too much of it. So the prescribed dosage. So if you walk into any health shop and just talk to them, you want the supplement. I mean, you're going into bodybuilding. First of all, they will be asking you, what do you really want to do? I mean, I've even gone into shops. I'll use myself as an example at some time to say, hey, look, I've been off gym for several weeks and I need to bounce back. Sometimes I don't introduce myself as a sports physician just to know whether those selling, they really know. I think just this January, in fact, just before COVID, you know, I was quite excited. The questions the guy was asking me. So he looked at me and said, oh, it looked like you gymmed before. I said, yes, I just gone on a break. It's okay. So exactly how do you want to appear? Do you want to be bulky? You know, there are people like that.
Okay.
They look very bulky. There are no cuts. And there are some too, they've kind of ripped. That's how we call them. You see just pure muscle, not fat like we have. You are bulkier. Then after telling him what I wanted, then he picks a product that maybe you start with this, you start with that. And then they'll tell you how you should take it. So coming back to your question, if you really take your supplements as prescribed, then the health risk are almost zero. And I can't say zero. The health risk might also vary from one individual to the other. But generally, if you stay within, for instance, if you buy and they tell you pre-workout, so before you start your workout, take 3 scoops of this product, mix it with 500 ml of cold water. If you do that, you probably don't have an issue. But what we tend to see most of the time, na Sardeno 3 scoops, this type, within a month. I have a swimming pool or a pool party in 3 weeks. Then what do? I simply
take 6 scoops
6
for
scoops
2 weeks.
And then and some people actually see results with it. Okay. But then what you end up doing, like you have said, meaning you are taking too much of it. And the risk, generally, protein or most of those supplements exert a lot of pressure on your kidney. You know, I'm sure after this point we can close the show. So most of these products, and I have told several guys in my gyms that most of these products exert a lot of pressure on your kidney. You see, the whole bodybuilding or workout time, you sweat a lot. So you probably get yourself into a position of almost getting dehydrated if you don't take in a lot of fluids. So, and dehydration on its own actually causes an injury to your kidney. Then you worsen issues by taking a lot more proteins which can cause same dehydration. If you don't hydrate a lot, if you don't take in a lot of water during that time, you're taking too much of the protein, then it also causes the same. So at the end of the day, you are doing two things which would be putting a lot of pressure on your kidney. So yes, supplements do not generally have a side effect, but if you get too motivated and you abuse it, then you generally put pressure. I'm just mentioning the pressure on the kidney because that is the one we are very much scared of. I mean, there are some, you get bloating, very uncomfortable in your tummy.
Yeah.
A few people probably would get nauseous. A few people might get loose stools. A few people might get some faint headaches or lightheadedness and all that. Some people might even feel dizzy sometimes. Those ones are there. And you see, those ones are warning signs. They will let you know you are failing and you will stop. But the reason we keep talking more about the kidney is the fact that you might not see any sign.
Yeah.
And the only time you might be seeing a sign, then you are probably getting into what we call a renal failure. And then that is...
I am very sure nobody wants to get there. Now, I'm going to go for my next break. Let me remind you that this show is also brought to you by Casa Precon, Alomo Bitters. And so there is a short video I have to show you that has to do with how to make, your own kind of protein, if you want to have muscles like me, the kind of protein that you need. You know what I mean? So just watch this, and after that, we'll go on a break. When we are back, we shoot straight to continue the discussion. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's still Men's Lounge on ETV Ghana. We are discussing the supplements and the bodybuilding, the negatives and the positives and all that. We've so far learned a lot. I'm going to take your messages, keep them coming on 020-222-2054. And so this is coming from, please add your name next time so that we can identify who we are talking to. My name is Nanaya Odami. I'd love to know your name. And so, do vitamins put pressure on your kidney? Doc, this is for you, but let me take the second one so that we can continue. And then this one also says, I'm a skinny guy. Can I gain weight by just lifting weight without any supplements? So do vitamins put pressure on the kidney?
Let me answer the last one. I mean, that's quite an interesting one. So I've seen a lot of skinny guys come through gyms that I've been before. And after 2-3 months, you see them and it's quite interesting. So yes, a skinny guy, you can start your gym works and be able to build your muscles without taking any supplements. So that's why we use the word supplement. And supplement simply means it just adds on to something. So all the things you need to be able to build muscles adequately, you get them in your food.
Okay.
So you should rather be asking about the right kind of foods to eat.
To eat, yeah.
Once you're getting the basics right, the right kind of food at the appropriate time, you should be good to go. So like I said, I mean, the supplements come in with people who probably would earn. I mean, these supplements are not cheap. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if I'm not going to earn money from that body, then I'm not going to probably spend that much money on supplements. Yeah. I'd rather buy very good food quality food and eat well, and then use some of the money to buy good clothes and all that, you know. But those who are, I mean, the models, the bouncers, those who go for competitions, then they want to do this. So yeah, the slim guy, you can come to the gym, you can work out well, eat well, and then you'll be good to go. Do supplements,
vitamins specific to vitamins,
put
pressure on the kidney?
Pressure on the kidney. The answer I will give here will be no. Ideally, okay. I mean, I wouldn't be able to say 100% no, but generally, vitamins are not supposed to put pressure on your kidneys. So it's
okay,
no.
Doc. Well, so it's not.
Yes.
The vitamins are not supposed,
no.
so it's not.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much. Now, we have one bodybuilder, you know, on the phone. His name is Jude Lajepo. I am bigger than he is, obviously. And so I'm going to put him on the line so that we can have some, you know, we need to pick his thoughts and then his comments on some of these questions that we have. So good evening, Jude.
Good evening.
How are we?
We're doing great.
I'm fine. I'm tempted to ask if you are speaking to us from the gym or you are home. So Jude.
Speaking from home.
All right, so take us through the normal routine of a bodybuilder.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say a very good evening to your viewers. And my name is Gajepo, not Lajepo.
Okay, so Jude Gajepo.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, for a bodybuilder, for a competitive bodybuilder, there are two different times in a year for a bodybuilder. There's an off-season and there's a pre-comp. Off-season routines are a bit really flexible. I mean, you can go to the gym. You won't really go that crazy when you're working out. It might be a bit relaxed, but you know, quite intensive. But when you come to pre-comp, when you're preparing for a competition, it's a different issue altogether. You're, you know, using different techniques, going heavier weights, and you know, all sorts of things. So basically, for an off-season routine, you can train at least about 4 times a week, 3 to 4 times a week. You know, no stress, and make sure you focus on each muscle group daily. And then for pre-comp, you can do as many as 5 days a week, 5 to 6 days a week. There are other days as well that we don't do weights. We just go in and do some cardio to help get rid of some fat under the skin, just so that the muscle fibers pop out when you're on stage and you're flexing the muscles.
Okay. So for a normal person like me, and I'm a regular person who is not necessarily a bodybuilder, to see maximum increase in the size of my muscles, how often would you advise that I train?
Basically, the minimum should be at least like 3 times a week. I mean, 3 to 4 times a week for a normal person is fine.
Okay, so 3 to 4 times a week is just fine for me. So
yes.
What would then be the difference between bodybuilding and then the normal exercising I'd have to do to keep fit?
Come again?
What would be the difference if I were to consider bodybuilding? What would be the difference between that and the normal exercises anyone has to do to keep fit?
Okay, so bodybuilding, if you're training for competitive purposes, bodybuilders are judged according to certain criteria.
Okay.
Symmetry, muscularity, size, conditioning, and what have you. So you have to be able to tailor your training to be able to meet this criteria on stage. But for a regular fitness person who doesn't really want to go for competitions and all of that, I mean, their technique will be different from a competitive bodybuilders. They're just probably going to do some few exercises and not probably incorporate some of the techniques that we use when we are prepping for a competition.
So are there necessarily any type of body that is good enough to build? Like, I mean, can anybody just go into bodybuilding?
Yeah, anybody at all. I mean, anybody with any kind. Once you're a human being, of course, you can go into bodybuilding. But we are all not the same. We have 3 different body types. There's the ectomorphs, the endomorphs, and the mesomorphs.
Okay.
All these have advantages and disadvantages. But what you have to do is that you have to just make the best out of what you have. That's why you can't say that, oh, I want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I want to look like Kai Green, I want to look like this person. You have a different body type, and your musculature is also very different from other people. So in fitness, especially in bodybuilding, one size doesn't fit all. You have to look at yourself and what works for you best, and then you train according to it.
So being a bodybuilder, how many times should I eat?
For competitive bodybuilding, you can go as high as like 8 meals a day. The minimum you can have is 6 meals a day.
Hold on. So me that I want to be a bodybuilder, I have to eat 8 times.
You can start with 6 meals a day. I mean, and if I say 6 meals a day, don't get me wrong.
I was going to ask you what kind of meals really? Is it the Kenke, 6 Kenke balls or?
People have this conception that bodybuilders eat a lot of food. Bodybuilding, especially when you're going for competitions, you eat according to how much you weigh and how much you're going to lose. So let's say, for example, I weigh 200 pounds, right? I'm supposed to consume at least 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per pound of my body weight. So you divide that into 6 meals a day. So every meal is going to have, a set amount of
bit of it.
That you want to calculate, your macros.
Okay.
To get it. So we don't eat very huge amounts of food, at a sitting. So you don't get it twisted. It's very small portions of food for at least like every 3 hours. And then if you eat very small portions of food as well, your body will be able to metabolize the food very fast so that you can make way for the others.
Okay. So I know some people, have had some body image disorders. You see them and you be like, okay, why is he like that, or why? And you can see that they have muscles, but they look, I'm sure what causes that. Doctor earlier on did mention, well, back in the days when the weights were not balanced and we used the concrete and we just carry them. But now that there are balanced weights, when people have that, what probably could be the cause of it?
I'll actually call it muscle deformities, or muscles that come in unnaturally shaped. So there's a certain way the muscle is supposed to look, right? And if it doesn't look like that, then we would probably say the muscles are deformed or distorted. It can come from training, like the doctor rightly said.
Yeah.
It can come from training. Your form, if your form is not right, if your form is totally off, you're going to have certain parts bigger than the other, as you rightly said. And people as well take in some substances to be able to enhance their musculature. They are very temporary substances that give them that enlargement effect. You get it? They probably put it in some of the small muscle groups like the triceps, biceps, deltoids, and their calf muscles to make the muscle look volumized.
Yeah.
But these things were not used right, and were not used with the guidance of the experts, can cause a lot of harm. Most of these substances are not actually bad because they were made for a purpose.
Okay.
But when people who don't know how to use them just go to the markets and go and buy them and use them, start using them and abuse them, that's what gives it the bad name. So yeah, you can deform you can look awkward by way of training or by way of applying these substances.
Okay, Jude. So I'm going to have to say bye for now. But before you go, for someone, a young person who, is getting started, wants to live a healthier lifestyle and keeping fit and all that, possibly looking like the way I look. Me, I'm bigger than you. So wanting to look like, me, what advice would you give to this person?
Well, it's very simple. You have to train well, eat right, and then supplement very well. And when you're training, most people go to the gym and they don't have any idea what to do with regards to training. And so they just end up doing other things and get themselves injured in all sorts. So I advise that you see a personal trainer or someone who has, a lot of knowledge when it comes to working out, so that you seek advice from the person. And when it comes to food as well, nutrition forms the major part of bodybuilding or fitness. It's what you eat that's going to make you look how you want to look. Yes, so you have to make sure you eat the right food, substances, and supplements. So that's it. But everything you do, make sure you seek the right advice.
All right, Jude, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Give me just 2 months and I'm going to be,
I'm looking forward.
You know what I mean, eh? All right, thank you very much and have a great evening, Jude. Doc, back to you. But before that, let me take these 2 messages from our viewers. And this is coming from, please add your name next time. So please, I'd like to know what will happen to the muscle if I lift weights to gain muscles and then I quit. And then the second one also comes from Pakwisi. Pakwisi says, so how can I balance my uneven shoulders? This one is tight.
Yeah, so with the building of muscles to a point and then quitting. So once you stop putting the muscles under stress or you stop exercising them, they go flabby again.
So the balloon just spikes?
Yes, so it will go back to its original form.
Okay.
It also depends on how far you have gone with the building. I mean, if you've done bodybuilding for quite a long time and gotten some basic level of muscle to some point, I mean, you can decide to stop, and for years, somebody will still see you and realize, oh, this person has spent some good time in the gym before. But if you just gym for a short while and decide to go on a break, I mean, after a month or two, there will be nothing to show for it. In fact, some people actually be the ones that stop gymming, they actually put on a lot of fat. I think what really happens.
They stop the exercise, but they continue eating that same amount of food.
That's right. So the input and then the output,
so
once
unbalanced.
Energy intake and then energy output, you don't balance it. You stopped burning the calories, but if not stop putting in, so definitely you put on weight.
Well, it becomes a lifestyle. So when you stop the other, you need to stop the other. You need to tag along, isn't it? So from this point, the phone lines are open and the number is 0555 65 7278. I'm going to go on this break. When I'm back, you can start calling. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. The phone lines are open, like I said before I left earlier. It's 0555 65 7278. Feel free, call us, ask us questions. Doctor is here. You can ask me. We the bodybuilders, we can answer. You know what I mean. And so, Doc, you know that there's this perception. I say some people do it for the six pack for the women. The women are asking for the six pack. I mean, it kind of comes across as a perception. Would it be one of the reasons why people hit the gyms?
So it could be, definitely. And if you look at when you look at the age group or the age bracket of people who come, I mean, so the over 40s might be coming because of some doctors' advice, or they realize that they had a six-pack, but now there's a one-pack sitting on it.
Covering the six-pack.
So they can only visualize the six-pack in the mind. All right. But for the younger group, I think mostly it's that self-confidence, that appeal, that edge you would want to have. It's what normally will push everybody. And it's not a bad thing at all, basically. I mean, the key motivation, it's to look attractive.
I see. So, Doc, this one is a personal one coming from me. So, how long have you been working out?
So, I've been working out since second year university, I think. So that's many years ago. Yes.
About 20 and above.
Yes. I've not been very consistent.
Okay.
I mean, medical school. So there are times you need to give way and let certain things. So I think effectively there have been some 3-4 years that I missed out of gym and then bounced back again. So yes, effectively been doing gymming for 20 plus. But of course, like I said, I'm not doing bodybuilding.
Okay.
Mine, it's more of just enjoying the gym environment.
Okay.
Trying to fit well into my clothes.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay. Doc, I'll hold you on this one. There is someone on the line. Hello, caller. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Apia. I'm speaking from Nungwa.
Hi, Apia. Let's hear you.
By the way, please don't listen to my voice. I'm young. I want to ask whether there's exercise just for the lower body.
The lower body, you mean the from the waist down to the foot?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that all, boss?
Yeah, because my top is bigger than my down.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Doc.
Yes, I mean, so if you go to the gym, I mean, there are several gym machines, leg press and all that, which normally will build your hamstrings, your calf muscles, your quadriceps, and of course, I mean, normal just squatting without any weights, I mean, are all exercises good for your lower body. Biking, I mean, they're all good
is also another.
for your lower body. Yes.
Okay, this is coming from one of our viewers on WhatsApp. And hi, I'm Christian. I'm already fat, but started going to the gym, but I'm putting on more weight. What can I do to get cuts and look nice? I'm sure this one would have to refer him to Jude. Jude can be very helpful.
I mean, obviously, we can't say what you need to do here, but then you just don't go to the gym without any initial consultation. So you need to see the right persons. They will tell you what to do.
Okay, so I have another caller. Hello, caller. Your name and where you are calling from?
Yes, sir. I'm Robert. I'm calling from Takrade. Yeah.
Let's hear you.
I want to ask the doctor that I've been to the gym a long time, but I've been getting problem getting arms, tricep, and the bicep. So if doc will help me with the supplement that I'll build faster with my tricep and my bicep, my arms, because I have broad chest. So I usually get the chest easy, but for the arms I find it difficult. So if there's any easy supplement that I'll
I get that. Unfortunately, we won't be able to, mention specific names of certain supplements that you probably would need.
I think what we just tell him is it their specific workouts for your biceps, for your triceps, which I believe he knows. If, like you said, there are some of us who also get the arms easy, and then the chest takes some that. So you probably, for now, concentrate a lot more
on the arms.
And if you have a good instructor, and normally it's not just about heavy weights, you could do lighter weight but more reps, and just try and eat a lot of protein foods, honestly, and you'll be there. Yes. If naturally your biceps and tricep muscles are not also built to be a bit bulky, then you might struggle along those lines. Yes. I mean, it depends on the body type, actually.
All right. Boss, thank you very much for being part of our evening.
You're welcome.
So this is coming from our WhatsApp page, and this is from Donald from Oyarifa. Donald said, I once registered at the gym center, and I was active for 5 days every week for 1 month. But I started feeling pains on the right back side of my waist bones. The pain actually started from my right leg and now my waist. Please, should I get back to the gym, or what should I do?
So he needs to see a musculoskeletal doctor, like myself.
Okay.
Wherever he is, he needs to, first of all, you can see a general practitioner with this complaint. They will know how to get you referred to see the appropriate doctors. Obviously, he's done something wrong
somewhere
in the gym, and it happens a lot. And he shouldn't just continue with that pain. Let's get it fixed, and then you can go back to the gym.
Okay, so I'm going to pick the next call. Hello, caller. Your name and where you are calling from?
Yeah, please. I'm Kelvin calling from Kumasi.
Hi, Kelvin. Let's hear you.
Yeah, please. I'm really fat, and I don't know. I don't know the kind of weight to lift in order to.
Well, unfortunately, we lost Kelvin. But Kelvin, if you can call back, please do. If you can't, I think I got you. So you are really fat and you're wondering what kind of weight, or probably what kind of exercise you should be doing. Doc,
so, I mean, if he's really worried with his weight, weight lifting might not be the solution. He would need to do a lot of the running, a lot of the biking, a lot of the cardio work, which would burn a lot of the fat. But I've always told people who come to a gym that if you're coming to the gym to lose weight, then you're at the wrong place. You don't necessarily lose weight just at the gym. If you want to lose weight, 70% of the work to lose weight comes from the kitchen. And just 30% of that comes from the gym. So you don't come and give gym instructors a lot of pressure that you want to lose weight. You need to cut down your calories intake, and then come to the gym, increase your calorie burns, and then you'll be good to go.
Okay, so Kelvin and your likes, 70% is at the kitchen. Only 30 is needed at the gym.
Yeah.
That's just enough. I'm sure you'd understand. So I want to say a very big thank you to you all. However, Doc,
Nana,
your last words.
I thought I was going to ask you a question.
Oh, ask me. I'm ready. It has to be
Anyway.
my muscles. So.
No, so we just encourage everybody to keep fit. For us, that's what we preach. And, the good thing with staying fit or probably staying with good muscles is that it gives you that mental confidence.
Yeah.
And that's also very good for your
Yeah,
health.
yeah.
There's nothing better than walking around and knowing that you look good in your own clothes.
True.
You don't need anyone to compliment you. And in this season of COVID-19, one of the best gifts you can give to yourself is to exercise well. Once you have a very good immune system, yes, you might be unfortunate to even contract COVID, but it will not put you down. So let's exercise and exercise more. Now that a few people will have time on their hands, try and do a lot of exercises, and it's the best medicine.
All right, on that note, I'm going to call it a wrap. Let's exercise and exercise more. Thanks to Casa Preco Alomobites, we bring you the show from the studios of ETV Ghana. Before I go, I reminded you earlier that we are in the health month. And so May is the health month and sanitation month on YFM, Happy FM, and ETV Ghana. Tune in every day as we give you information on the best waste management practices for homes and businesses, health tips, personal hygiene tips, and the latest updates on the coronavirus. Coronavirus, I call it coronavirus. So we will also bust some health myths and help you make the best decisions to ensure you live a healthy life in a clean environment. If you'd like to partner our Health and Sanitation Month at ETV Ghana, please call 020-2222-059 or 0242884571 and 0244942378. ETV Ghana, your world of quality entertainment. On that note, I say good evening to you. Have the best of the evening. We'll see you next week with another episode. Please stay with us any day.